athletes, and we are superheroes. We are. Guys, that sun is bright. Good morning, everyone. So it is Monday morning. I'm on my way to work, and I decided I want to do things just a little different today. I'm going to answer some of your frequently asked questions about being a dietitian. The first question that I get asked a lot is, so you're a dietitian, so you just deal with food and prepare food and talk to patients about what they like and don't like? No. Dietitians actually do a lot. We create, we manage, we organize, we counsel, we educate, and we practice something called medical nutrition therapy. So basically what that is, that's depending on what disease the person has, what ailment may be going on with them, we give them evidence-based criteria and how to eat properly. We do a lot of education with the family members. Even at times we have to do a lot of psychosocial support, like for those people that may be suffering from anorexia or bulimia, or maybe dealing with mental illnesses. Because yes, guys, everyone is a three-dimensional person, which I've mentioned before. They are a mental, physical, as well as spiritual being. So we have to deal with individuals on that level. So we do more than just take food preferences, food likes and dislikes. We do a lot of consultations and education. The second question I get a lot is, if you can go back in time, would you still be a dietitian? Probably not. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know a lot of people would say, yes I would. I love this profession. But the reason why I say I would not be a dietitian, switching lanes, y'all, I have to pay attention to the road I'm driving, is because I've already tasted, I've already seen what a dietitian does. I already know all that. Well, I wouldn't say all. I have a working knowledge of what a dietitian does on a day-to-day basis. What I would do, don't judge me, I'm such a nerd, I'll probably go back to school and be a geologist. Let me tell you the reason why. Ooh, it's hot. This heater. So I would be a geologist. I have a co-worker and her sister's a geologist, and her sister's always talking about the different excavations that she does and different trips that her school sponsors her, because she's a professor, sponsors her to take every single summer. So who wouldn't like traveling, all expense paid, every summer, and then indulging yourself in the culture thereafter? And plus, oil is a big thing, eh? So anyway, I would probably be a geologist. The third question I get asked a lot is, how long does it take to be a dietitian? So it takes a minimum of 4 years of schooling. That's a bachelor's degree, but the profession, I think sometime in, I want to say 2024, is going to change from having a minimum of a bachelor's degree to having a master's degree. So if those of you that want to be dietitians with a bachelor's degree, you better hop on it now. So it's a 4 years minimum of obtaining a bachelor's degree, and then after that you have to do an internship, and the internship can vary time frame, and then after that you have to take an exam. So let's just say, rounding up to the nearest whole number, it is 6 years. So I know 6 years may seem like a long time, but guys, it pays off in the end, and it flies by quickly. It really does. Third question I get asked a lot is, I'm blanking out here, is the job a fulfilling job? Yes and no. The job is a fulfilling job because you get to see, oh, I look quite orange. Let me see if I can turn, no better. Can't fix it for you guys. The job is a fulfilling job when you're talking to your patients, you're giving them education, you're consulting them, and you see the changes taking place in their lives. That is the fulfilling aspect of it. The job can be unfulfilling at times when other allied health field workers or those in the medical field, not calling any professions, do not appreciate what you do. Woo! Guys, that sun is bright. Another question that I get asked a lot is, I said in one of my previous videos, I'm gonna put up that link, that I worked with the Mexican population. I volunteered with them for a year and a half before actually entering into my dietetic internship. So they wanted to know a little bit about that. So for a while I lived in Alabama. It was an interesting place, and I was giving a lot of health lectures to the Hispanic population. And I do not speak Spanish, not even conversational Spanish. I knew a few words: pan, frijoles, arepas. And I would have a translator, and we were like tag teaming it. And so every Saturday I would give a health lecture on different topics: hypertension, high cholesterol, diabetes, obesity. Very simple lectures on them, just, you know, basically laying the foundation. And then every Sunday I would do, my team and I, we would do, actually they weren't my team, I was a part of their team, we would do cooking classes. We would show them, you know, how to eat better, that, you know, you don't necessarily have to fry your foods, you don't necessarily have to use lard to increase your intake of non-starchy fruits and vegetables. It really touches your heart to see, you know, after the class was done, because we would have like a class every 4 weeks, and we'll take a break and then start up with in a different location of Alabama, you know, just trying to get to the different Mexican populations. We had a focus on the Mexican population at that time, and it's a blessing to see how after the end of class people would come up to you, and, you know, they would have tears in their eyes, and they would, you know, have their broken English, and, you know, they would say, you know, thank you for helping me. That was a real blessing. I really did like that. Are the dietitian classes hard? Now let me say, you guys, there are a lot of science-based classes, chemistry. Let me see what else I took, because I actually double majored, so I'm trying to segregate them. Chemistry, you had biochemistry, you had to learn the Mifflin St. Jean formula and the Penn State formula, which are formulas that dietitians use to calculate people's calorie needs. There's a few formulas as well, but that's one of the more popular formulas. The science classes, I'm gonna tell you, the science classes are not hard. The classes are not hard, but don't think that the classes are just like walk-over classes. You definitely have to pay attention. You have to put some effort into them. So the classes aren't bad. So I know, you know, people may say, well, you know, I'm not good at math. I'm not good at math either. But one thing that I did do, because I knew that I had a weakness, I was in that math book constantly. I was in my chemistry books constantly. So that's something that I would recommend you guys to do. Think about the profession, think about, you know, what you want to do, and tackle it. And, you know, don't sit there and, you know, be a worry wart. Start today. Get your stuff ready today. Another question I get asked, what number am I even on? The hardest part about being a dietitian. The hardest part about being a dietitian, I would say there's two hard parts. Number one is dealing with the emotions of a person, as well as the family. I would say that's a hard part, because let's say, hypothetically speaking, someone has, let's say, diabetes. And let's say, you know, they're not mentally stable to monitor their diabetes, and they have no support system at home. That's hard. You really, as a dietitian, have to become very creative. I think that's about my 10 questions. Last question I'm gonna put in here is, a lot of people want to know the salaries of a dietitian. In order to answer that question, I'm going to put a link in my description box below. It is a journal. It's not a journal. It's an article that I read from today's dietitian, and it answered the question very well. How much does a dietitian get paid? Because depending on what you do as a dietitian, if you're in private practice, if you work in a hospital, if you're a consultant, nursing home, whatever, as a dietitian, there are different pay. Guys, I am at work. Thank you for driving with me to work this morning. You have a good day. The sun is coming up and it is tearing up my eyes. Do have a good day. Bye.